Check. Theo Hoover is going to be very upset that we used his intro music. Theo Hoover goes live tonight.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
Yeah, so the real question is, should Theo Hoover give you, well, if you bring your questions, he'll give you his election breakdown. Let's wait till we get some people.
Okay. How do you see when people come on?
Let's look at these comments. We got a couple comments. Not yet. They're being alerted right now by Mark Zuckerberg.
You should probably do that so that your computer can work right. Whenever
I'll
that
do
happens.
that after
yeah.
I do the other thing and the other thing and then the other thing. Here we go. We're gonna talk elections today. Marisol, are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready to talk elections.
All right.
I also don't want this to be a attack on the Kamala supporters either, though. Like, I don't want it.
Attack them?
I'm just saying, I just don't want it to be that.
Oh,
because
no.
that's part of the problem with the country is that the media, I don't want to be part of the media that caused division between everybody.
We're all on the same team.
Because I vividly remember never speaking to anybody about where you stood on anything. Like, I don't ever remember knowing anybody's political, what do you call it?
It never used to matter. It was never a big deal.
It never used to matter. I never knew what religion you were. Kind of, I guess, if we were friends and you respected it, it wasn't like, whoa, why are you that religion? Or why do you vote Democrat? Or why do you vote Republican? So I'm hoping that what this will do with people who are not going to be making up stuff on media, right?
Mhm.
Because that's not going to happen.
That's where all the division.
I hope that now that we're able to be more vocal, that people will start putting out real information that's not going to cause people to, you know what I'm saying? Like hate each other for no reason.
I tweeted that the media got to stop trying to get that man shot.
Yep.
They need to chill out with all the rhetoric. They need to cool it and let the team get to work so that America get back on track. And the working class can finally get the government's boot off their neck a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So some things I'm most excited about is Ron Paul and Elon Musk being in charge of the DOGE, the Department of Government Expenditure, the Department of Government Expenditure, where they're gonna slash and cut and trim the fat, the government bloat. That is like a hidden tax on America. That's causing a lot of your inflation. So that's one of the main things. Another thing is Robert Kennedy's platform to make America healthy again. Take the fluoride out the water.
Just in general, our food, the food our kids eat, at school, all that is. Now, I don't know how much they're going to be able to accomplish in 4 years, because I think they're going to have to spend at least the first 2 years fixing what was already messed up.
Can you imagine if Trump and his team, in the middle of trying to fix, clean up, renegotiate, get us back on track, can you imagine if they're also having to battle fake lawfare, like them trying to put him in jail, God forbid other assassination attempts, media attacks, The View, and everybody on the P. Diddy party list, the celebrities, everybody, TikTok, all these puppets trying to brainwash people.
Speaking of that, do you think that the White House has some kind of inside info on Diddy, even though I know Diddy is part of the CIA, they say, or he's feds or some shit. He works for them.
He probably worked a deal with somebody.
So I guess my point is, do you think that Trump will expose whatever he knows in regards to this case, or is everyone just going to be more focused on what happened to JFK, and so that RFK can finally get some answers as to how his dad and uncle really got killed?
The Epstein client list. I think that one's going to come out. The P. Diddy thing is still unfolding. From my opinion, like the public doesn't know everything yet.
Yeah.
So somebody's seen some tapes. Somebody got some evidence. Somebody's going to have to have some justice.
Yeah, I just feel like that there's a lot of stuff that needs to be exposed, and I really hope that Trump backs up whatever he said, right? Because it's real easy. That's what I mean. I feel like they're gonna make it very hard, and I feel like almost like the first 2
Sabotage.
years is going to be like a lot of fighting and a lot of like,
We're gonna impeach
yeah,
you.
and a lot of like this and that, and it's like, wait a second. The good thing is he's got a great team, right?
And he learned,
and he
probably for the
learned,
first
yeah. So
time,
I'm hoping that
like somebody watches back. Vivek,
yes, somebody,
Tulsi,
JD, like
JD Vance,
you know, he seems like he seems pretty legit. He seems like he has Trump's back, even though a lot of people gave him a hard time because they said he didn't back him the first time around, right?
Well, yeah, he used to be like a TDS, never Trumper like myself. This person said, same as the past 8 years. What does that mean? You, Rubio, are you saying that that he's gonna be getting attacked like the last 8 years? Is that what you mean? Trying to see what you're referring to. I think that's what he means. That Trump's they're gonna be trying to trip him up, hamstring him, throw fake cases on him, fake accusations, fake quotes. Like if the media does that, if the media is like, we're here, and like MSNBC, from what it looks like, it looks like they're just gonna be up to their same old tricks. The View,
yeah, which
the
is
View's
crazy.
not the View. I haven't like watched it. I saw like a clip, but they should definitely stand on business and say, look, American people voted, American people spoke. He won the popular vote, he won the electoral vote. It was a landslide, and you can't be accusing people of stealing and cheating unless you got some kind of like proof, evidence. Explain your theory. Like, explain your theory. Are you telling me all them Amish people that voted for him didn't vote for him, or all like the Black support, Latino support, the youth support, the women support, all the support you're saying is fake? You're saying all them rallies is not real.
I do want to congratulate some folks real quick that we know. Ana Paulina. Shout outs to her because she won again in Florida. Tanya McLaughlin, I think that's how I pronounce it. She is for Just Select for Texas. We met her. She actually goes to Second Baptist. So shout out to her. She won. And then to our friend Mark LaHood for District 121 in San Antonio. Congratulations to our friends for winning. We are very proud of you guys. And they worked hard, and now it's just time to take care of business and be there for the people
and get to work.
And get to work.
The future looks bright. How do y'all feel? Do y'all feel that the future looks bright? What are some things you're excited? Like, are you really wanting?
I really hope, for me, it's education. That's always been very important to me. So I really hope, I told you this, I think this morning, I wasn't joking. If I could be a part of like Trump's education, like team, like be someone that's like they're doing something, volunteering, whatever it is, that's my big thing, because I think so many parents can relate to that. Also, this whole vaccine situation, I'm not anti-vax, but I do feel like we have really got to start communicating about the reasons for these vaccines, why. I've talked about this.
Stop trying to indoctrinate the kids with weird rhetoric, like Tampon Tim. People, I don't know, like the people that voted for the other side, Tampon Tim. I wonder if they even knew some of those things, like some of the things that we know that we focus on. Like, nah, bro, we can't have Tampon Tim. We can't have Tampon Tim in there, bro. Come on. Like, we got to keep men out of women's sports, keep men out of women's spaces. Like, a dude can't be all in the locker room like that, talking about, I swim faster than y'all, I could hoop better than y'all. Like, that don't make no sense. And I highly encourage people to go look at Agenda 47 on Trump's website, donaldjtrump.com, and you click on Agenda 47. He has videos, and then he'll have like a little blurb, like a paragraph. And I believe one of them has to do with the American University, like the free online like education, so that Americans, if you want to log on and just get some skills and training and education and mentoring.
And also shout out to all the Hispanics who went out and made history, because Trump made history with the highest share of Hispanic vote for a Republican in history. Let that sink in.
The Latino vote saved civilization and the Western Hemisphere.
So I am I'm happy that we've come together as Latinos, and I'm, you still have those that say,
They're gonna deport you.
What are you gonna do when they deport you? I'm not sure if you know.
I hope they take y'all first.
Oh, you better look up Wetback. What is
Operation Wetback.
Operation Wetback. Yeah. Well, I have to be born somewhere else, not in the U.S. for that to work for me.
I'm not a foreign freeloading criminal.
Now, also, my parents did the work for my sister and I to be here so that we can have a better life. Otherwise, I think they would have stayed in Mexico if they wanted us to be raised in Mexico, right? Mm-hmm. So I feel that as a parent now, it's my job to continue to make this country great for my kids, because it was a very scary thought to think that we were going to turn to this banana republic, which we were already heading that direction,
Bro, Elon Musk, with the way he did a push for Trump, like the way he was looking into the camera on Rogan saying, this might be the last election. If y'all don't let Trump get back in there, this might be the last election. And it sounds like fear mongering, but he explains by saying they're going to flood foreigners into swing states. They're doing it to where you can't check for their voting ID. It's going to be like California, one party option, one party state. That means that if your state turns into downtown San Francisco, right? They try to downtown San Francisco, all the cities, then there's nowhere to escape to. Like Elon Musk told Rogan, he's like, bro, you and I, we came from California. He's like, we're in Texas now. There was that option. Like there was a place to take refuge. If they turn all the states into Gascon, Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, Pelosi, Chuck Schumer type of running it in that manner, that would have been whack.
You know what I am curious is, I'm very surprised that California didn't flip.
It looked like a lot of counties were red.
I was really surprised. I was really thinking for sure California would have been one of those states that turned, and the only reason why was because how much I think California was one of the states that had it really bad during COVID, where there was like a lot of lockdowns and counties, So I really thought this go round they were really going to come out and,
Have your follower count? Has your follower count gone down? Mine has.
Oh,
already.
For sure.
Mine has already gone down.
Yeah.
Like you could literally post "God bless America" and you're going to lose 1,000 followers.
Mari Lopez says, ready for RFK to take the lead for healthier foods. 100%. That's what I'm most excited about, because it should not cost us an arm and a leg to be able to eat healthy. But, they want us to be unhealthy so that they can give us medication. So,
man, look at this comment. End income tax. Please, Lord Jesus. That should be the first thing. Please, Trump.
I know.
Trump. Right. Look, man, we done prayed for you. Marisol been praying. I was like, look, I got beat up in jiu-jitsu class real good.
He was just watching me like I was crazy.
Because you got to remember, I'm PTSD. I'm PTSD from 2020. I'm not allowed to say probably on these platforms what I think happened in 2020, but I was like, don't get your hopes up, Marisol. She's like, oh my God, another state. Oh my God, it's looking good. I was just laughing at her. I was like, babe, you're so cute. You're so excited. And you're like, everybody shut up. You're like so into it. And I was just like exhausted, beat up, and trying not to get my hopes up, because I knew that they were going to throw everything at them. Especially if they didn't win the popular vote, they were going to throw everything at them. It's going to be highly contested. They're going to sick their lawyers and try to see what they can pull up. All right, let's look at some of these comments. 801, shout out to the 801. Salt Lake City, I hope I could go next year. Chingo Bling, saludos from SLC. The first time in 2004, we went from Super Show to Salt Lake Chingo Show. We kicked it at the bar before the show. Keep up the good work and hustle. Thank you. Looking forward to being able to afford buying a house again, man.
Okay, real quick, not to try to sound like we're these big investors or anything like that, because we're not, but one of the things that we try to do so that we don't have to work for the rest of our lives is we take at least some of our savings and try to buy an investment property. And I'd be lying to y'all if I said we haven't been able to do that in the last couple of years. And
since I got canceled.
And we do decent. We're not like, you know what I'm saying, balling out of control. You know what I'm saying? And even we had to like be careful, and you know what I'm saying, like make sure we're not like being, you know what I'm saying, just spending money left and right like we're retarded, you know what I'm saying, like. And I really feel that if we felt it and we do fine, right? Imagine those that don't do as well as we do, right?
Mhm.
How much harder it was for them. How much harder it was if you're a single mother, right?
And you get a
And
flat tire.
you get a flat tire,
And one of your babies sick.
or you know what I'm saying, this electricity bill, the groceries,
one of the new kids at your school brought piojos. So now you have to stop what you're doing when you get out of work, working overtime, getting taxed. And then they taxing your tips. And then you got to go buy piojo medicine. Then you got to keep your baby home from school. All because they brought in a whole bunch of children from somewhere else. Anyway. Adam Rocha on YouTube says, I'm about to make my team do the Pledge of Allegiance every morning. And then, though, why?
That's my homie from Iluminados por su Palabra. Shout out.
Adam. Adam. Who do you
want?
know
him too. When you see him, you'll remember him.
Who do you want in his administration? I mean, so far, he got that Avengers team. He's got J.D. Vance, Tulsi Gabbard, Ron Paul.
Tulsi Gabbard, y'all. Oh my God. I am so excited for her. I'm very excited.
Dana White,
bro. And the fact that Rogan actually publicly said, I endorse Donald Trump was trippy as hell. Like
the fact that what?
He endorsed him.
Rogan?
Yes. I was like, it took him so long.
I mean, bro, look at your two options.
Yeah.
Look at your two options.
Yeah. I just you know, I was really surprised that it took him this long. Like literally right the day before elections. Like,
I mean,
you know,
I guess maybe he did it strategically, the timing. Like, all right, let's get the young men out there, one last push. You know, maybe something like that. James Hodgin, how do you say that? Hodgin on YouTube says, Hemet, California in vivo, always supporting you no matter our different views. Well,
and that's how it should be.
Yeah, the good thing is this is literally what this is live stream is for, is to discuss what different views. Like if there's something that you're like, man, I really wanted the other team to win because I was looking forward to XYZ or something, like tell us. And then maybe somebody might fact check it or chime in. But like, we just got to remember these people they've been in office for 4 years, and you have to ask yourself, is the economy strong right now? Like anybody that's trying to argue, go back and forth. Like, is the economy good? Yes or no? And see what they say. Either they're going to lie to you and try to gaslight you, like the jobs numbers reports and the stock market. And it's like, come on, dog. Inflation, cost of goods, gas is high. We on the verge of World War III. And then you could ask them also, is the border strong and secure? They're going to be like, oh, it's been happening forever, and Trump let in a lot of people.
But not at this number, not at this capacity. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they never want to look at the actual numbers. Like, bro, this man literally was trying to build a wall, and y'all wouldn't let him. He was literally like asking for like $4
billion. And then all of a sudden, she now wanted to build a wall.
Just when it's election time. Just because they did such a bad job, and they had already let in 20 million, and people noticed, and you're not allowed to notice.
And those people who are here should be deported, because we don't know. We don't know if they're like the fact that Venezuela let all their criminals out of their jail so they can come over here. Now we don't know where they went in our 50 states, but they're somewhere here. So now imagine not being able to track them, and then now there's all this crime happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. Like,
you got to check in. Right now, you can't have unvetted people.
There should be a ¿cómo se llama? We do have to fix our immigration system. That I'm not going to act like it's not. You know, my friend just became a citizen.
They made it worse.
And she applied, and they've been waiting for they made 15 years
because they were going about it the right way.
Well, yeah, they did go about it the right way.
Exactly.
But they went 15 years. I was like, what?
This is what Elon Musk said. Elon Musk said, applying to do it the right way and to present yourself and say, hey, I'm from X country. This is why I'm like, I got some shit going on back home. I have these skills and I want to contribute, and like, I'm a good person, and do your background check my references.
Yeah.
Like he said, we need to make that process easier.
Absolutely.
He said, because you're making it harder. Whereas just showing up with an app, throw away your ID and say, hey, I'm a refugee and asylum. By the way, this is my kid. And don't DNA test to see if I'm lying or not. They have it backwards. They're making that way quicker. So when you have people go about it the right way, they're spending money on lawyers. They're taking their time. They're going about it the right way. Meanwhile, these other people getting 5-star hotel, free flights, getting flued out, getting all kind of snap.
Well, I saw it firsthand. One, we saw it in El Paso at the airport. Do you remember that?
I mean, everywhere. San Antonio Airport,
and then I saw it when I just went to New York. I sent you videos.
They're just hanging out.
They're just there,
not being productive.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, it broke my heart because I saw a little girl just out there, like anybody could take her. It was weird. The parents weren't even paying attention. They were like, and I don't even know if that was the parents, but they were just not even like paying attention to her. It was late at night. She was playing with the bucket. I was just like, my heart was broken. I was like, I literally went to dinner with my sister and I was like, I can't stop thinking about that little girl.
Oh, you were in New York?
Yeah, when I was in New York, and I was like, I just cannot stop thinking about her.
It's costing New York City billions of dollars. Like I forget how many millions a day of just to keep housing them, and they got to keep pulling money. Shout out to the homie Cucho Casanova out there in the RGV. Chingo, never thank you for everything after the RGV concerts. Yeah, because I was tired, bro. And sharing the whole weekend with you. Don't get too impalligated. That was the inside joke. Like, is there a word?
I always ask you that.
Yeah. So we brought it up. We're laughing about that. Like, nah, it's a little impalligating. Case aquí Rubio says there's a process. It's just not fair for all the people that did it the right way and for the people waiting in line now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked when my friend told me that. It's the new girl at the store. She was like, y'all, I'm so excited. I go this Thursday. This was last week. To finally be sworn in as an American citizen. She didn't get to vote. She doesn't get to vote this time because I guess like by the time the paperwork was actually handed to her to say she's a citizen, elections would have been over. So I guess that's why she didn't, but she was so happy. And she was like, it's taken us so long. And she's like, after 15 years, I said, 15 years? Why 15 years? She goes, that's how long it takes. She's like, you're back and forth, you're paying lawyers. She's like, it doesn't matter that your kids are born here.
Meanwhile, these other people just, pásale, let's make you a sandwich.
It was crazy.
Llegan bien fresquecitos.
She explained to me a lot of stuff. I got to tell you about it, which I thought was, kind of interesting.
Shout out to Mari Lopez. 300,000 migrant children missing. How does the government lose that many children? First of all, they're trafficking kids. That's what they're doing. Your tax dollars is going to, there's whistleblowers trying to expose this stuff. There's all kind of hidden camera, hidden video. You got people like James O'Keefe. You have like going and doing investigations. You have the NGOs. It's $1 billion industry. The cartels are involved. Politicians are involved. And what they do is they have the system set up where this administration that's in right now, Biden-Harris, they got rid of DNA testing, which is a 90-second swab to make sure that the child is related to the pelado. They got rid of it to speed it up because they couldn't afford an extra 90 seconds per. That's how you had the 10,000 Haitians under the bridge because they were getting backed up, and they're bringing Border Patrol from different sectors to do the DNA. And so they got rid of it. So then they did it to where these NGOs that are moving the people, these like Catholic charities, and like remember here they had like those the bodegas and like some girls escaped. Well, they have it set up to where these traffickers and pelados, they'll just put like an address like of an abandoned building, be like, yeah, this is where we're gonna be. And then the government tries to follow up later when the media gets on their ass, and then there is no address, they can't follow up. So basically, they're just turning in these kids because that's how the money keeps flowing.
Yeah.
The money keeps flowing, the more people.
Well, it's a really sad situation. I'm telling you guys, I wanted to bring that little girl home with me. My sister was like, that's not your problem. I was like, let's ask her if she's hungry. We can bring her back some food. I'm a sucker for that stuff. Trust me, you have no idea. This is why, like, for me,
R.I.P. to Jocelyn. I think her last name was like Urungai or something like that.
Mm,
The little girl, I think she was Mexican American,
yeah.
and her poor mother, her family had to go through this travesty, and then that got politicized. But basically, these two dudes that were associated with Tren de Aragua, the Venezuelan gang, which that should have never let they should have never let that slip through the cracks. Like
Mm-hmm.
you literally importing gang members,
Yeah.
and then they were on some catch and release to where um, they caught them and
I
then they
didn't
let them go.
understand how that worked until Elon Musk explained it on Rogan. I was like,
The catch and release.
wait, what? Yeah.
Because it used to be the way Trump had it. The way Trump had it is you had to do remain in Mexico. You had Title 42. You had a lot of stuff where it's like, okay, you're telling me you're asylum seeker. Yes, I'm asylum seeker. When do I get my court date? Okay, cool. We're gonna set up a court date, but guess what?
It might take 15 years, he said.
But you gotta wait in Mexico.
Oh,
That's
well,
the
yeah, when
key.
Trump had it. Yes, 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 yes.
Trump had it to where, you'll have a court case, but you're not gonna be waiting in Ohio.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna be waiting in Reynosa. So then Mexico got mad.
But then I think they gave him right now they give him a permit to work, and then it takes 15 years until they see them or some shit like that. Is that correct?
They're just freeloading.
I think that's what he explained.
They're just
but
freeloading right now.
This is a historical moment, y'all. Like, I don't think there's ever been a presidential election like this where people were sitting there just kind of like, I'm not going to bed. I mean, y'all, I was one of them. I fell asleep watching it. I was like, I was scared to wake up, and I was like, oh my God, I hope I don't have to wake up to go pee because I know I'm going to want to look at my phone.
But it like they stole it. They're going to steal it.
I'm like, oh gosh. You know, I was just like, what's going to happen to this crazy world?
Protect that man.
You know,
sir, you got to get a food taster.
And we have to continue to pray for our country. Like, we have to continue to keep that prayer because there's a lot of people that are mad, and there's a lot of people that are going to try to like do something, you know, whatever that is. So we have to continue to pray. We have to pray for unity, if anything. And more than anything, we need to pray for unity so that we can all come together.
We can get to work.
And we can get to work, for sure.
We're on the same team.
We live in the same country, y'all. Why would we want anything different? Like, people saying, like, African American people saying, like, I'm going to become a slave tomorrow. I was like, what? What are you talking about?
People,
like,
you're people, you know, think the news is real, and then they get influenced by a TikTok video, and then they start just like pobrecitos. They're abused by the media, where they're just running around saying Project 2025, Project 2025, Project 2025, my body, my choice. They're gonna dictator for a day. He said it. They basically, long story short, the media and all these woke celebrities kept saying, this man's Hitler, this man's Hitler, this man's Hitler, this man's a Nazi, this man's Hitler. Hate, he's dividing us, Hitler. And guess what? America voted for who they thought. And they're like, yeah, I hear you, bro. Cast my vote.
Yeah.
So basically, y'all saying we all voted for Hitler.
Look at that up there. One? Yeah, and then the one after her. Yeah.
You want me to
both
read them?
I was just saying, like, both of them were good.
Let me read them real quick. Rico Suave 13 on YouTube says popular vote, popular vote, check. Electoral college, check. Senate, check. Possibly the House. America spoke loud and clear last night.
I agree. They said that they've never seen this much red. I mean, there are some states that flipped, right?
Isn't that what happened? I don't know all those details. I don't really know.
Okay. Well, I know there are some states that flipped, and I think America was just tired of this, and they just can't afford it anymore. I really think that had a lot to do with it. I think a lot of Americans are tired, and they can't keep up with this. And if you don't feel it, that's good for you, which is how I felt about celebrities, where I felt like they shouldn't have a say, is because you have a personal chef coming to your house. So
I have a question for you. How do you feel about Tigres del Norte and Maná endorsing who they endorse? I was gonna say Biden, but they swapped
Kamala.
Him out. Yeah, Harris.
Let me because the one thing I said to you today was that I didn't want to come on here and bash her, because it takes a lot to run. First of all, right? I would never run for president, would you?
No.
Exactly. So it takes a lot of work, I'm sure. And the only reason I know those campaigns are a lot of work is because we know people behind the scenes, and it's just like, ooh, I don't know that I'd want to be a part of that, right? So kudos to both for such a great job in their campaigns, right? Um
Who?
both parties
Okay.
did a great job in trying to run their campaigns and get people to vote. The sad thing is one side was using celebrities and people twerking
And
and
Beyonce
Beyonce and everything,
and just saying, I'm not Donald Trump. I'm middle class, and
and
I'm not
she's
Donald
not middle
Trump.
class.
And she's
Guys,
like,
if
I'm not
y'all have
Biden.
not watched Candace Owens series on Kamala Harris, you will be like, what? In general, she spits so much information, it's scary. I always tell, what do I always tell you? That girl needs to watch it,
She
because
needs a food taster.
she is she's opening way too many cans of worms, which is
She basically said Kamala has been groomed since a child, like CIA, like really high up people. Um, she says she's basically like Irish. Her bloodline is like Hindi, Indian on one side, like South Asian on one side, and then basically like Jewish, Irish slave owner on the other.
Yeah.
Who happened to live in Jamaica.
Okay. Well, I want to
Click it.
address this one.
T Toka on YouTube says historic. Psh, they're all the same, just like they're empty promises. Y'all fake non-culture half-breed Latinos with no more ties to y'all's roots, and F Trump, and y'all fake coconuts. I wish he had come up with more original insults, because coconut doesn't hurt my feelings.
Me either.
I mean, you're just way off the mark, bro.
And also,
I guess you could argue it's historic.
This is why we need to work on our education. Because obviously you don't know which kind of there to use. So let's start there. It's why Kamala's no solving for education is a problem. That's why we need to go back on that. So that's one.
And we're going to pray for you.
And we're going to pray for you, because your culture is who your parents are, right? And your parents came here for a better opportunity so that they can provide better for you.
To work hard.
So if your parents wanted you to be proud to be Mexican, you should be, because that's where they're from. But you should also be proud to be an American, because this is where they brought you to be born. If you didn't want to be born in America and you didn't want to do...
Go ahead.
If you didn't want to be born in America and you don't like what's happening here, then maybe you should consider going back to the country that your parents were born, so that you can actually be a, what is it? Half breed. Maybe you'll be a full breed Mexican, I guess.
He just sounds real hateful, and but see, the part where he says empty promises. I mean, we saw what a 4-year Trump what do you call that, admin looked like. And we're about to see, like, this is, I mean, January 20th is where the transfer of power happens. So that's going to be day one. Then we're going to see what is he going to do and what effects is it going to have. So what I would advise you, Titoka, is to maybe like think about where you're getting your news and your opinions assigned to you from. Like maybe just kind of like think about, like, so you could explain yourself better and be like, this is why I feel it's not historic. This is why I feel that it's all the same. And then list your reasons, and then you can say, I'm what's the word I'm looking for? I'm guessing and predicting that his promises will be empty and he won't be able to pull off these things on Agenda 47. Because at that point, you would have already gone and looked at. I think this is one thing we got to keep in mind, Marisol, is that when somebody on social media throws an insult at you about stuff like this, and they're showing their ignorance, you have to keep in mind sometimes. For example, this might be somebody, and no offense, right? I'm just going to pick a random county, and I don't know anything about different people's school districts, but it might be somebody from like deep blue Los Angeles County public school and just been indoctrinated their whole life. And they're not from like right outside where it's like a little bit cleaner or a little bit different, and have a little bit of like go to school with different kids and understand different points of view and understand law and order and things like that. Instead of like, yeah, I follow Fools Gone Wild and I listen to these rap songs, and anybody that doesn't agree with that is a sellout, vendido coconut, because we're raza. You know?
Mhm.
So keep in mind that
But you can
sometimes
still be raza and be pro-America.
I know what I'm trying to let me say it again.
I get what you're saying.
What I'm trying
I'm
to
telling him
explain. Okay.
you can still be proud of your heritage and where you came from and be a proud American because this is the country that we came to. This is where our parents brought us to. If our parents didn't want something better for us, they would have stayed back wherever they're from.
This is how Democrats manipulate Latinos. They put this idea in your head, like the media, TV, movies, social celebrities, and Democrats. They put this idea in your head that somehow, some way, you have no more ties to your roots if you vote for a strong country with a strong economy, with freedom of speech. Thank God Elon Musk bought Twitter. Like, you're able to go on there and see breaking news and see stuff with community notes and see things fact checked instead of the media like Joy Reid on there with her bald head talking about, well, this is just fascism, Nazi, hate, race, Nazi. And then you're over here soaking it in, thinking like these fools are vendidos, walking you off a cliff. Yeah, they said multiple states flipped. Thank you for the info. Neto says, imagine being father of a daughter and you go vote for abortion rights instead of teaching and sex ed and protection to your daughter. Yeah. Some of these fools don't want a lineage or grandkids.
Go ahead.
Yo
no soy niña que es de no sabo, hijito. Ok, mi primer idioma fue español para que sepas. Te apuesto 100% que tú no hablas español y eres a no sabo kid. Okay?
She called you a coconut. Titoca.
Okay, so what? No ties, boo-boo? Don't get it twisted. Spanish was my first language, not my second language.
¿Cómo te digo, güey? Español mucho. Más mexicano que tú, güey.
Vete a México y te garantizo que a ti te miran como que, ay, pocho, vete para allá, because Mexicans don't see you as a Mexican, boo-boo.
They don't want you.
They don't want you over there. They see you as American because you were born here. And if you're not born here.
He called us NPCs. He says we don't have a original thought and opinion. Look at this. Look at this division. Talk about division. Let me guess, bro. You from California, because people love comparing and contrasting California. And I have a lot of friends in California. So I'm out there all the time. I can't wait to tour there next year. So I'll hear things where people who have never left their hood, ready? Listen to this. People that have never left their hood, never left their state, never left their city, have this impression that was put into their head that's like, you Texas guys, man, they're all coconuts and they're like the Cubans in Florida, man. They vote against their own and they're voting for their own demise. That's like Latinos for Trump is like roaches for raid. And you have no idea that somebody is using you like a puppet, bro. Like you're just regurgitating stuff. So I'd advise you to like make more friends, expand your mind, and not be so negative. That's what I would say. Daniel Rodriguez on YouTube says Harris just did horrible in her ending campaign and how she dodged Joe Rogan interview where they only wanted their way. SMH. How you fake your grandma. Oh, talking about Candace. Candace faked her grandma on the photo.
I know. Yo, that was crazy. Yes. I guess Meaty saw the series. That series was crazy.
I have no idea what this is about. Chino. Okay. I have no idea what that was about. Gilbert Rocha says, America.
Yeah.
Rico Suave says, low testosterone dudes are having a meltdown. Cucho, ¿qué pasó, Cucho? That's the homie out there in RGV. As a Mexican that lives in Mexico, criticaba mucho a Trump for the things he said on his first campaign. Now todos los mexicanos, o la gran mayoría, knows Trump not only will make America great again, sino que también la economía de México was better when Trump was president. Así que todos los que no queríamos a Trump, now we do. Regards. Justin Burton says, is coconut an insult? I'm from Detroit. I don't know. It basically means that you're brown on the outside, but you want to be white on the inside. It's a manipulative tactic that the white liberal, the Marxist, the globalist uses as a tool, identity politics, to manipulate people with emotion, because Latinos are very proud people and they hate being accused of like being a coconut.
I don't know what your birth certificate says, but my birth certificate says white. It says Caucasian. What?
This is the best. Oh my God, this is the best comment award. This account, social media on YouTube says, the Trump haters are the ones that pay for OnlyFans. Damn. Bro. Shots fired.
Well,
Shots fired, bro.
I'm sure there's some on the right.
They're the one. Probably probably got some simps and
We got
cucks,
some weirdos over there,
especially
too.
in the Republican Party. Not the MAGA Party. Let's draw a distinction.
I don't try to act like both sides ain't got some shitty people. So I'm not that person.
The Republican Party got a lot of sellouts that work hand in hand in cahoots with the Democrats to screw us over and to put,
exactly.
They're putting other countries first. Cam Fuentes, who you telling? Bobby Jimenez, Trump 2024. What's up, David? He said, what's up, Chingo from the 505? Yo, tour dates. We have Corpus Christi coming up November 8th and 9th. Pasadena, Texas, Friendsgiving. Get your tickets now. Pasadena, I might have done like an appearance at a flea market years ago, but this is a really cool show we're doing. Friendsgiving. It's going to be an annual thing. We even have a magician on the show. We got that boy T, Buns. We got a rap set at the end. And then Arlington, Texas, Chingo Bells, man. Come end the year with us, December 27th to the 29th. Okay, Cam Fuentes says, is Mexico paying for the wall? In a way, they did the first time. I think Trump built 500 miles of new wall. Y'all could fact check me. And he even got Mexico to pitch in with helping regulate the border on that side, on the Mexican side. Porque toda la gente de todo el mundo tiene que pasar por México, casi, la mayoría. Whether they start in China and end up in the Darien Gap in Panama, and then catch a flight to Bolivia where the laws are different, and then get the passport stamped, and then pay a coyote, and then pay a trafficker. And it's like $1 billion industry. There's people who own hotels now who are getting that subsidized tax money to like house migrants, and they're like about to be billionaires. But anyway,
I'm in the wrong business.
So look, in a way, Mexico did help pay for the wall because Trump threatened them with tariffs, and he threatened them with tariffs. He's like, hey man, either y'all gonna put some ejército federales, y'all gonna have to back me up. And sure enough, limpiaron todo, and they came and had a little bit more like presence and control, even though Mexico's a narco state and a lot of those officers work for the cartels. ¿Qué dice aquí? Jesús Hilario. Hilario. So glad Trump won. Praying for him and his family's well-being, because you know he's hated even more now. Chingo in Corpus Christi, Texas, November 8th and 9th.
Thank you. Okay, Jesús Hilario, thank you.
Pull up. Rubio says, not counting the younger generation, most Hispanics live conservative lives. Catholics are conservative. Hell, my priest said that abortions and supporting abortions are a sin.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Bobby Jimenez says, Raza in LA are starting to wake up to the Democrats' BS.
Yeah, that's why I was really surprised that California didn't flip. I really for sure thought like this is going to be crazy. Like, you know.
Dogma Free says, fools be forgetting your parents were conservative and should never listen to Jorge Ramos and the left. They did such a disservice all these years to our family, our people, our elders who sat there in front of the TV, because in America, you didn't have that many options. You know, you had like TV Azteca, Telemundo, Univision. You had a couple, pero la raza, they want to watch Siempre Domingo. They want to watch.
Well, I think the reason why remember when we first had this conversation with Rob, and I was getting pissed that he kept saying, you actually have a lot of conservative values. No, I don't, Rob. Stop saying that. And I was so pissed that he kept saying that my views were very conservative. And I was like, whatever.
Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
So
Armando Martinez says, everyone has a right to their opinion. That's God-given. But to call someone a sellout and claiming they have no ties to Mexican roots, BS. I'm more Latino, more true to my roots than those who come across. Yeah, because we're not freeloaders. Some of this new batch of people coming from all over the world, like people with different cultures, people with different languages, different religions, like some want to bring harm to America. Some all they know is gang life. Some can't wait to murder again. Some are just pervs, mañosos, rapists, molesters,
Yeah.
and some are terrorists. So guess what? We ain't down with that. And if you're that, you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
Y punto. Chapulín Colorado. Dogma free. Most Latinos are culturally conservative and don't even realize it. Better ask your abuela about her.
Yeah, I know, that was me. No joke. Like, so I think when this whole stuff began, when Trump was running and we were not for Trump. I remember I was having a conversation with Rob, who used to be our podcast producer. And in our conversations, I guess some things that I was saying was very conservative, I guess, in some of my responses. And he kept saying that I was conservative. And I remember just getting so upset that he kept calling me that.
Yeah, he was just up on game. He was just raised different and has a different upbringing than me, different outlook.
Well,
and he was privy to a lot of different media sources and podcasts and people and opinions, and because I was just like not really, I was too busy working in the Trump era because it was rocking and rolling.
But my parents and I never agreed politically. They voted Republican. I did not. So my parents and I could never have a conversation because I was kind of like the same way. How dare you come to this country and be so like anti-immigrant type thing, you know? And so I kind of felt a certain kind of way about them. And so we could never talk. And I remember whenever I finally like told my mom, and she was like, I've been told you, like, but you know, I can't do anything. That was, my mom kind of felt like that was your opinion, whatever, you know, but she never agreed with it. But my parents were always, since my parents became, what do you call it, citizens, they voted
from
Ronald Reagan. Yeah.
So yeah,
they've always voted Republican, and maybe that's they're partial to that, right? Because that's the president that gave them amnesty. But also I was raised very religious, so they were very religious.
Check out this comment. Mari Lopez says Jorge Ramos's daughter was part of Hillary's staff. Yeah, she works for MSNBC, and she reached out to me for an interview.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was going to be a hit piece. I was like, lady, you think I'm crazy. Everything I'm going to say right now, like I was not looking forward to it. I was like not even in the right mind space. I'm like, man, you're just setting me up. Any other thoughts?
I think it was because it was so tense during that time. Everybody was so, I mean, even right now, I feel like people are still very like wanting to fight and be mad at each other.
Some are not.
Listen, if Trump wouldn't have won,
we'd be screwed.
Like we'd have to keep moving on, and we're going to continue this high ass, you know, crazy ass economy. We were going to continue with that. So was I going to go on everybody's page and be like, you fucking bandido and you're coconut, you fucking sell out? I was, you know, no.
Oh, yeah. What about when you said, what about in your song when you said, hey, Kanye, Bush don't like Mexicans either? And I'm like, I still don't like Bush.
Yeah, Bush was not good.
It's because these people don't understand that, number one, you can mature, you can grow older, your opinions can evolve, you can learn things.
I mean, you can go back and find Chingo, who wrote a letter to Trump.
Yeah, when I saw the fake news out of context of the media assigned me the opinion that Trump called all Mexicans rapists and criminals and thieves or whatever. And so that's how I got triggered, because for a few reasons, right? But once I realized, no, wait, that's the media lying, editing stuff out of context. What he said was, number one, he didn't call all Mexicans this. He said, right now we got MS-13 coming from Central America. Other countries around the world are dumping their problems on our shores, and they're not sending their best. They're sending their rapists and murderers, meaning they're opening their prisons. They're not sending their best. They're sending us their rapists and murderers. It doesn't say, the media just put their rapists and murderers.
Oh, look at that. Justin Burton.
Yeah, Justin Burton. Man, I love Detroit. He said, try being black and Republican in Detroit. You are public enemy number one. Michigan.
That was big.
Michigan. They had the Muslim support.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, right here, Cafecito Time. Shout out Chuy Fernandez. The Blings, thank you for Cafecito Time. God bless you and the fam. Thank you. Bobby Jimenez says the true immigration issue is not with Raza anymore. It ain't even Mexicans, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's with the others coming across the border from different countries. It's the people overstaying student visas and work visas. I've seen the catch and release people who don't speak English or Spanish, and their court dates are 4 years away. It's crazy. So basically, you're telling me that how is it possible that 20,000 Haitians, that some of them might speak a little bit of Spanish, but mainly they're speaking Creole, patois of some sort, and French.
Yeah.
I forget the exact term of the Haitian, like I think they call it Creole. But you got people that don't speak English or Spanish, and you got 20,000 flights to dump them into a town of 60,000 people. These people can't even drive. They once slammed into a bus and killed a kid, and you're not allowed to notice, and you're not allowed to be upset. Or they're gonna say, you guys just aren't ready for a woman president.
I just have learned to what
Trump is a woman beater.
I know, but look at the next comment. Keep going. Look, the only women he beat. Wait.
No. Where is it?
Right there, Justin. Look what he wrote.
Oh. The only women he beat are Hillary and Kamala. Okay, maybe that's what Jack was saying. But Kamala's husband actually did beat women.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and all of a sudden the Democrats are not on some believe all women.
Wait, where did y'all get that? How come I hadn't heard about that?
The ex-girlfriends came out and gave details. Yeah.
Yo, that girl, seriously, y'all, if y'all have not watched Candace Owens' series on Kamala Harris, please go back and do so. Even if you don't agree with us, just do your homework and watch it. And the thing is like, oh, how am I going to listen to a podcast? The thing is that she has facts, like evidence, like paperwork, like real paperwork that she paid for, like investigation, like she has legit proof.
She'll give you the update. Like, all right, we hunted down the uncle. Here's a birth certificate.
The mom is part of MK Ultra.
The mama was down with MK Ultra.
So naturally,
her daddy's a Marxist.
I mean, it is the craziest stuff. Like I kid you not. Like I came home. Remember, I told you I was like, this was way too much information for me. Like I felt like I almost did not need to know that, because now I feel like I'm part of the if they come looking for you people because I listen to the podcast. You know, it's crazy.
Oh yeah. Damaso Fuentes, bro, how can someone be against a wall when their house probably has a fence around it? First of all, America spends a lot of money on other countries' sovereignty and border security. I mean, that's what Ukraine and Russia is all about for the most part. A big part of it. Quick FYI, your audience is 30s and 40s. What is this? Many do YouTube. Many don't do YouTube.
Don't forget about us on
YouTube. Stay active.
Oh, I guess maybe because of the 30 and 40-year-olds, they're due more.
I mean, I'm pretty active on YouTube. I mean, I have to post on all my pages 3 times a day.
I think maybe he meant going live and stuff. Yeah.
Maybe. Or like long videos or skits. I don't know. Not only Kamala's husband, but let's not forget Tara Reid, who was sexually assaulted by Sleepy Joe. Didn't nobody want to hear about that. Watching The View meltdown. Oh,
I wanted to watch them so bad. Oh gosh, I got to go back and watch. I'm sure Officer Tatum's going to do a nice little thing on it. I just realized I'm on the Republican side this election. Yeah. I think a lot of us had that little awakening.
I'm more MAGA. Republican is just kind of like, no, I'm not. It's kind of where Trump had to go. He's like, where am I going to go? Where can I get in to fix? Because a lot of them backstabbed him.
Yeah, but people also make oh gosh, I think
people can't separate.
Yeah.
They'll just argue with you and bring up a bad thing a Republican did in the Republican Party at some point in history, and they're like, defend this, and it's like, I'm down with MAGA.
MAGA and MAGA.
And make America healthy again. ¿Qué más?
I was going to tell you something. Wait, keep looking at the comments and so it can come back to me.
Send your last couple questions. We've been on for about an hour. Send your last couple questions. Let us know. Tour dates, Corpus Christi this weekend. I'll be in town Thursday, but the shows are November 8th and 9th. Tell a friend, 361. Tell a friend. We're going to be at Mesquite Street Live. Get your tickets now, chingobling.com. Chingobling.com.
Ooh, Marty Lopez is on point, bro. She on point on this live today.
What you saying?
Trump brought a new party. It's not Republican. It's more the American Party. 100%.
Facts.
Yeah. That is wow. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not all like, for example, Liz Cheney's a Republican on paper, but she wanted war. And now she's gonna have to wait. War is gonna have to wait because Trump won.
Yeah.
I tweeted that this morning. She wrote her little, like, although we didn't win, her little paragraph on Twitter. I'll retweet it and I put, I guess war will have to wait.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
great.
because think about it. Everybody that voted for Kamala and Tampon Tim are basically on the side of Liz Cheney and Dick Cheney. Like, when did warmongers?
And they were like,
when did neocon warmongers become cool? And y'all down with them? All right, Bobby Jimenez says JD Vance is a sharp and brilliant man. The guy should really run for president after Trump.
100%.
He's life insurance for Trump because you go for Trump. All right, you're gonna have to deal with JD.
Yeah. And
next man up.
I told you this. He is well spoken, and that's one of the things I wish Donald Trump would work on. He doesn't express himself the best, right? But JD Vance was just so clear, spoke just very well, explained things very well, even for the average American who may not understand politics. I felt he did a very good job on Joe Rogan. I felt he did a great job on Tim Dillon. I think he did a great job on Theo Vaughn. I did watch all three just to see different perspectives, to see what different questions, because those are three different people with three different outlooks. I mean, they all side the same way, but what I mean by that is they have different ways of interviewing. So I wanted to see each way, because Joe Rogan was more of the I want to get to know you type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Theo Vaughn was also like having a conversation, but I think even with Rogan, they kind of went into policies where he was able to explain. And then with Tim Dillon, it was kind of like making him laugh. He was funny. And we were seeing like their personality, which if Kamala would have been smart, she should have done Rogan, because it would have been a great opportunity for people to get to know Kamala, not Kamala running for president, but Kamala. Who are you? Who's your mom? Who's your dad? What'd you do today? What do you like to do? Do you like jogging? When you go exercise, what kind of exercise do you take? Protein shakes? Do you take vitamins? What's your favorite? You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite color? Like, we don't know nothing about her.
Sleep these last few days?
And then I'm not saying that we know everything about Donald Trump, but we definitely know he likes to be orange, and we definitely know he likes to tan, and we know that he likes to do a comb over.
He'll talk to you about sports. He's like a person, a human being.
You know, I'm just like
John Hamilton. Thank you for this comment. He said the Dems think they could just tell people, "Here's a candidate, vote."
Yeah,
it doesn't work now, as they have been exposed for what they really are. Thank you for being an integral part to the MAGA movement, Chingo.
Yeah. Yeah, because you see how they did Tulsi Gabbard. Y'all see how they did RFK?
You saw how they did me? Yeah, for real.
Yeah, me too. I think they were
You got to read it out loud because the podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I would like to see JD and Vivek take it next time. They're college bros. I didn't know they went to college together. Wow.
I think maybe she means... or did they? I thought they mean like a bro type of vibe.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Iraq Sarof on Facebook says the most remarkable comeback in modern politics was more than a victory. It was a movement. Through MAGA, Trump didn't just reshape the election. He brought together people from every background, overcoming challenges and showing that courage and resolve can alter history's course. His legacy of resilience will inspire generations, proving that with determination, even the greatest obstacles can be overcome. They tried to impeach him. They lied on him. They tried to shoot him. They tried everything. They tried to put him in jail. I mean, think about just the pictures and images. You got the mugshot. You got him as a fry cook. You got him as the garbage man. You got him saying, fight, fight, fight.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Jimenez on Facebook says JD Vance has the perfect attitude. He's not a my way or the highway type of guy. He's a I know what you want. This is what I want. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, he did, because he did. That's exactly what his attitude was like, and I love that, because I think that's how it should be. Cool. We don't agree, but what can we do to make it work? How can we work together so that we can be happy and we can continue to run and be not corrupt? You know what I'm saying? Like, we were about to turn into one of those countries who are just,
they got to clean it up, because there was all this lawfare,
man,
Alvin Bragg of New York. Everybody trying to throw the book at Trump. Letitia James. They wanted the mug shot. They want that man in jail so bad because he's given the American people a seat at the table. We gotta say now. And if they get rid of if they get rid of regulation, all these extra taxes, all this government waste, printing money, spending. My fear is this: how desperate are the globalists, and are they going to be like, oh, time to unleash another pandemic as soon as he gets back in? Like, oh, curveball. Remember the last curveball? And then the media could be like, he's mishandling this.
And that's why we're going to stay in prayer. Jingo.
We're going to stay in prayer. Absolutely.
Okay. So Rubio, I really wanted to watch. Listen, I don't know if it's a Libra thing, but I'm really a fair person. And I like to see both sides. So I really wanted to see what she had to say on Shannon Sharpe. And I am a Shannon Sharpe fan of his podcast, but that podcast was just not it. I mean, he literally allowed her to do the word salad thing. And I just was really disappointed that him, as a great interviewer, right, didn't go for the right questions. And he has money. And as somebody who grew up poor. So you should be concerned, if anything, about the people that are unfortunately growing up that way, right? And what you're going to do to solve it. And all she could say was that she comes from a middle-class family, but she doesn't come from a middle-class family. She comes from a family with money.
And we want to know the policies. Let us know the economics.
And she couldn't explain anything. She couldn't explain anything till this day. Even if you ask anybody as to why they're voting for Kamala, they can't give you one.
She got Trump.
And it's like, wait, you're just voting for her or because she's a female. I'm sorry. I'm not voting for a female just because she's a female.
You got to be qualified.
You got to be qualified. Now, if Tulsi Gabbard was running,
that's a different
type of female. And I don't know. I might have not voted for Trump if she would have been running. I'm just going to be honest with y'all, because she's fair. And that's what I feel like, that would have been really hard for me, because
she's not ready for the big time.
I love
she had to wait
Trump,
her turn,
but I also love her. So that would have been really hard for me. I don't know. What a time to be alive. Absolutely. Oh, they did go to Yale Law together, babe. That's what Mari Lopez is saying. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, we're gonna do these last two, and then we're
let's address this comment. Antonio Lira on YouTube says, my dad is Mexican and he's anti-Trump, but the Democrats put that mindset in our Mexican people. Fear is a strong motivator, and the media is powerful. So it's hard to persuade somebody when they think the news is real, when they think that whatever Rachel Maddow or whoever people get their information from, like, oh, the Houston Chronicle says this is a bad thing and mass deportations is going to be too expensive. And it's like, consider the source, you know what I mean? And I advise everybody just kind of brush up on economics, you know what I mean? Just to understand, and go check out Agenda 47 on his website, where they tell you straight up, this is what we're planning on doing. These are the results we're trying to get.
I want to do a test and I just want to put people say, oh my God, go look at Agenda 47. What's going to happen to us? Oh my God, just to make it seem like it's fake, like it's scary.
And then they read it and
it's
they're
a scary thing.
Oh, this is badass.
Exactly. Because I just want to prove that social media really has us so dependent on them, and we don't do our own research, and we don't go look for information like we used to have to do. Y'all remember we had encyclopedias back then? We used to have to look up our own shit back then. So it's like, why not go there again, so that we can all be well informed, and then you can make an educated opinion and an educated decision. And whatever you figure out, you're going to be like, well, this wasn't. And that's why so many Democrats left the Democrat Party, or as someone said, the Democratic Party left us. And I 100% agree with that.
I'm a Democrat for Trump.
Because I would say the same thing, because I never voted that way. Like I said in the past, I've always said this. So the Democrat Party lost its own people because of the things that they were doing, the craziness that they were trying to make happen. You know what I'm saying? The bills. I mean, I saw the craziest thing the other day of this mom explaining how she had to grocery shop. And basically it's almost like kind of like if the world would end. I mean, it's like rice and beans, and like those are the type of meals she was having to make now, and it was really hard to make like lunches for their kids, and it was just a real. I don't really like TikTok, but I saw it on TikTok and I thought it was crazy. So
All right, guys, we appreciate the chat. Thank y'all for y'all's comments, everybody's input. Marisol, do you have any pop-ups or a website or anything you want to tell them about?
Well, I haven't been very active right now on my apparel account, but y'all go over there. Lots of stuff dropping for the holidays, so stay tuned. I do have this American flag shirt. It's available. I think it's on the website. I don't have very many left. They did pretty well. This got a little bling, like a little bling flags. So anyway,
cool. Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a blessed day. Let the winning begin. Let's remember we're all on the same team. Let's stay united. Let's get to work. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you on Corpus Christi this weekend. Peace.
Bye.